Hello guys, I'm King Happy, and today we're going to do a tutorial all about nether portals and how to manipulate them. Today you can do portals in this formation or the whole one. Today all the ones I build will be like this, all the natural ones will be like this. So first thing to do is that don't do these near spawn. If you try and connect two portals together at very short distances at your spawn location, it can go awry. It's just one of those things. Away from that, it all works perfectly normally. It might be a bug in 1.4. At the moment we're in 1.4.4 for this. So first of all you want to set up your portal. You want to work out which direction you're facing. So at the moment I set up, so this is positive X and this one is positive Z. Height is not very important. If we go through this, I've already set up the other portal. So we go through here. This one is natural. And you saw the Y value change. So this one is not in its correct location. It should actually be down here somewhere. So where it can't fit it down there, if it's far enough away from a solid block, then it will create its own platform when you'll get two pieces of obsidian on either side, like that on each side, and it'll be completely floating in lava normally. It can happen, otherwise it will be attached to the nearest floor. So if there was a floor down there, then it would appear down there instead of up here. It's very unlikely. So this one, if you note, is not in the perfect location. So if you derive coordinates from this one, go mapping somewhere else, you're not likely to have it very good. You might be off. If you try and connect little portals next to each other, you may connect to the wrong one. So same here, I've just linked up positive X and positive Z. So now you know which way you're facing. If you go back through, you'll see that that way is the way we're looking. We want to be going this way, if you look that way. And then if you come through here, you're actually facing the other direction. So if you're building portals and you want to go a certain direction, you've got to make sure you're facing the right way. Otherwise you start building that way, and you'll start going the other direction on the real world. Now, simple quick tip. On the real world, every 8 steps in the real world is 1 step in here. So if you moved 8 in here, it'll be 64 in the real world. So every calculation we do, when we set up portals, you take the differences between the locations for the X and the Z, you divide it by 8, and then that's how you do it. You add them together, you find out where the portal is. Now height doesn't matter, I'm going to show you that now. So this portal attaches to this one. It's not its best place. And the best place is that the whole of the real world maps to the nether exactly. There is variations in it if you attach this portal to that portal in the nether. If I break this one and attach one here, the same one will go through to the nether and you'll come back to the same one as well. So it works on the nearest fit principle, and generally if you have one portal here and you create another portal, or you make another portal in the nether going outwards to here, if it's within 1,000 blocks, around 1,000 blocks, don't know the exact amount, then it will reconnect to the nearest portal, which is here. More than 1,000 blocks or so away from the original portal you got laying around, or just the nearest portal, then it will create a new one. And this is what we want to avoid if we're moving them really close together. If we want two portals on the overworld connect to different places, then you need to make them differently. So what we're going to do here is light this one down here, and we're going to break this one up here, just to show you that the height doesn't matter, to make sure it's broken. There are some bugs in 1.4.4 that in creative you destroy a portal, it doesn't actually break. So there you go back through, and we just check that you come back down the bottom, and there you are. Just break our way out. So that shows you that you can move them up and down, and we'll just move that one back now, and just put a block in there just to make sure, because of the creative at the moment, it did bug out on me earlier. So this is where you want to go, and I've already noted down the coordinates, and I put a portal over here. This is one I've made because you see the corners are gone. And because 1.4.4 and just 1.4 generally, you can put mobs through portals, so do be aware with that. They're a very good thing to have portals close together on the underworld to move mobs, especially villagers and that sort of thing, through the nether. So we'll light this one now, and this will go to a location. So I'll be right back with the calculations. Okay, so look at the coordinates. We're in y equals -70-ish. And we're looking at moving -280 on the X and only about -18 on the Z. So basically Z shouldn't change. We should go to about minus 340 if it was exact. Now this we already saw is about 4 or 5 blocks out just from knowing that. So we're looking at about 30-40 discrepancy probably. So let's go over here and check the coordinates. I've lit it up now. We go through and we're pretty close to that. Now this portal looks like it's an exact portal. It looks like it's formed correctly. It's not been put over any hole or pushed around anything. It should be where it should be. So from here we're going to try and do an exact teleport basically. So we look for a landmark, keep it close, somewhere that you'd actually want to go. In my Let's Play I've got portals which are only about 40 blocks away from each other, so you can put them very close. So we're going to set one now, and I'll be back with you when the coordinates are ready. Okay, so to be interesting, I set up a portal really close. This one is only a few blocks away from each other in the Nether. So what you're going to do here is, I've made the portal, as you can see, it's got the corners off. I'm going to light this one. This is very important, you light it, and you do not go through it. Now that's connected to a portal, and what we're going to do is map out the correct portal on the other side, and then go through that afterwards. And this is really important, this is what a lot of people don't understand, is if you go through that portal over there, it will link up to the one on the other side for this. But if you do it this way, when you make the other portal and go through it, it tracks for the nearest connected portal, and if there isn't one already connected, then it will look for the nearest portal in the location. In this case, as it hasn't been connected up before, it will look around here and it will say, is there a portal in the perfect location or really close? If it's yes, and it's already on, it will go through this one. If this one's off, it will go back through the other one. So I'm going to show you that now. I'm just going to map out the coordinates in the Nether, and I'll be back with you then. Okay, I set up the portals, and by the way, all the calculations of these coordinates will be in the description as examples, and I have round now and then, but it should work anyway. So for here, it was only a 5 change on the minus one side, and 5 change, or 6.5 on the other one. I'd round it to 7, I think, so 7 across, 5 that way. Let's put a marker here to make sure it's there. In theory, you should have this one higher, but to be honest, if you're doing it very, very close, then you'll want to make it the exact location for the overworld, including height. But then once you've done the height once, then feel free to move it up and down once you've connected it and know it works. If it doesn't work first time, then readjust your calculations. Same way as the one over there, if you're going to build one really close to that one, and you know that's not in the correct position, you'll work out what you think will be the correct position, even though that one's wrong, and then you just have to adjust it, so probably to move it further away until it connects properly. Now these two should connect exactly, so we'll just light this one up now, and go through to our new portal hopefully. And there we are, we're at the new portal, exact. And we'll go back, always make sure that they've connected both ways, because the worst thing is to come back through one of these and appear at the other one. And you just make sure as well that the other one is still connected. Best not mess things up. And there you are. Perfect. So that's a very quick tutorial on how you move portals and how you put really close locations. You can go closer than this. You can go further away. And I think that's just about covered it all. Any other questions you have, ask them, and I'll put them in the description as extra. There's no need for a download for this. Now, just another quick thing at the end. Minecarts don't go through portals when they're actually on a track. So when they're travelling as an object rather than being thrown as an entity, they don't go through. But mobs don't go through on them either. But if you're going to work anything into one of these portals, a huge tip is to have it going with walled stream. And if you're going to go from Overworld to Nether, have a walled stream that enters the portal one above, so that your walled stream will be going into it like that. And this doesn't put out the portal, but yet gives them items of momentum, so that when they come through into Nether, they move away from the portal. Same with mobs. If you put a mob through a portal, they get set as being in the portal, and then when you come through the portal, they haven't loaded the chunks in here, so they're still in the portal, and because of how this is set up, mobs travel instantly through portals, whereas players have to wait, unless you're in creative like me now. And by the way, creative doesn't make any difference with this at all, apart from going through the portal. So if you give the items or mobs momentum, then they'll carry going through. So if you have silverfish or anything that you want to get through a portal, or villagers, or anything at all, use walled stream from the overworld to the nether. Really big tip there. But there, I think that's about it for me. Try to keep it as short as I can. Thank you very much, guys. I've been happy, and I'll see you next time.